If you're watching this video, you've probably already come to the conclusion that you do need an environmental audit. But how can you tell whether or not RMA is the right partner to bring in? Well, in this video, we're going to walk through the situations where an audit with us makes a lot of sense, and where it probably doesn't. By the end, you should have a clear picture of whether or not we're a strong fit for your needs, or if another path might be better. Hey there, I'm Tate Hunter from RMA, your environmental experts. We do environmental audits, real ones, for companies who actually need them. But here's the thing, not every business needs us. And not every business is built for how we work. So let's talk about it. There are a few main things that matter the most when it comes to fit. Size of your business, the type of operation, the number of sites you've got, and where those sites are. Think of it like a matrix. None of those things are necessarily make or break on their own, it's how they all line up together. Let me give you some examples. If you've got one facility and it's on the East Coast, not far from us, hey, that's easy. It doesn't matter all that much if you're a lighter commercial operation or a heavier industrial one, or whether you're brand new to audits or you're well into your compliance journey. If it's a reasonably sized site with real environmental needs, we can probably knock it out pretty quickly and cost effectively. We're based in the Eastern United States, so if you're nearby, that audit is going to be simple for us to deliver efficiently and effectively. And if you've got several of those sites, hey, even better. We might even be able to do multiple site visits in a day to keep those costs down. Now, if you've got several sites a little bit more spread out, say you've got 4 in Pennsylvania near us, but you've got 2 over in Texas and then 2 all the way over in California. Well, that's actually probably still a pretty good fit. Yeah, we'll have to travel, but if your operations are consistent and you have moderate environmental needs and you're not asking us to cover 50 locations, well, that kind of project can work really well. We can plan your site visits efficiently and give you consistent results across your entire footprint. So even if you're not on the East Coast, if the number of sites and the complexity make sense, we'll make it work. Now, if you've got a single site, but it's a big solid one and it's kind of far away, let's say you've got a larger scale manufacturing facility in California, and you like our style and you want to work with us. Even if it's just one location and you're not nearby, we're still interested. If the site has real environmental exposure and you're serious about getting it done right, we'll happily fly out and make it work. We're not rigid about geography, we're just realistic about value. If the project makes sense, we're in. Okay, now let's flip it. If you've got one site, but it's in Oregon, and it's a small retail shop or a low-risk facility with no real environmental exposure, you don't have stormwater needs, oil or chemical storage, hazardous waste, that's probably not worth either of our time. It's not that we can't do it, it's just that we probably shouldn't. You likely don't need a full audit from us, and we're not gonna make you pay to fly us across the country so that we can tell you that you're fine. Now, on the other hand, if you're managing a massive heavy-duty industrial operation, like an oil refinery, a power plant, or a municipal utility, even if it's just a few sites, that level of intensity is usually suited for larger, more specialized firms. It's just not our wheelhouse. And if you've got dozens of those types of sites across the country, that's gonna be a pretty firm no. You need a national firm with a fleet of auditors ready to deploy. We're not built for that scale, and we're not gonna pretend to be. So where's the sweet spot? Well, it's in the middle. You've got a handful of sites, they've got some level of complexity, they've got oil or chemicals or water or waste considerations. You've got enough that non-compliance could actually hurt you. You're probably not a mom and pop shop, and you're probably also not a megacorp. And yes, fit affects price. Here's the reality, if you're asking for a job that's gonna be difficult for us to staff or deliver because of your location, your industry, your scale, or some mix of all of those, it's gonna be expensive. Not because we're trying to mark things up, just because that level of work takes more time, more travel, more coordination. In some cases, we might not even have the capacity to take it all on, and we're not gonna force it just to hand you a massive invoice. That doesn't serve either of us. This kind of work is nuanced, it takes time, it's not cheap, and if the ask is unusually complex or far outside of our normal scope, we'll be honest about what it would take and whether we should do it at all. But here's the flip side to that. If you're the kind of company who found us through our articles or our videos, you've spent some time learning from our resources, you poked through our website and you've made up your mind that you want RMA specifically, hey, we are all in on that kind of client. Even if on paper you're a little outside of our usual profile, we are still happy to quote the job and walk you through the pricing and see if there's a way that we can make it work. We love working with companies who see the value in what we do and they want to invest in doing it right. So if you're thinking, I might be a little outside of their lane, but I know I want to work with RMA, reach out. We'll give you a real number and a real answer. But fit isn't just about logistics. There are some other signs that we might be a good match or not. Hey, you want it done right. You're not just looking for the cheapest quote or the fastest turnaround. You want to actually understand where you stand, and you want answers that you can trust. You're ready to hear what's not working. We don't do audits to make you feel good. We do them to help you improve. If leadership only wants validation, we're just not going to be a good fit. But if you're open to a fresh set of eyes and honest feedback, you'll get a lot out of the process. You've got pressure from regulators, from leadership, or from within your own company. Maybe you've had a recent inspection, maybe you got a notice of violation, maybe you just know that things aren't quite as buttoned up as they should be. That kind of urgency usually means that the timing's right, and you actually plan to take action. Our audits aren't meant to sit on a shelf. They're built to guide decisions, budgets, and next steps. They're built to help you. If you're not planning to do anything with what we find, then there's no point in bringing us in. So yeah, there is such a thing as a right fit and a wrong fit for an audit with RMA, and we're not afraid to say that out loud. But if you've listened to all this and you're thinking, this sounds like the kind of firm that I want to work with, hey, we want to hear from you. Even if you're not sure that you check every box, even if you're a little outside the typical client profile, if you've got a solid operation, real compliance needs, and you're serious about doing things right, we are more than happy to have that conversation. Reach out. Tell us a little bit about your situation. We'll give you an honest answer and a clear sense of cost. Zero pressure. Let's find out together if this makes sense.